ik had een idee, een lumineus moment dat ik dacht aan, ik zag de hypercube, ik zag de embedded in de tetrahedron, maar in ieder geval ik kom er wel weer op, maar in ieder geval komt 2 juli naar Spijkerrock. Ik had een idee, een lumineus moment dat ik dacht aan, ik zag de hypercube, ik zag de embedded in de tetrahedron, maar in ieder geval ik kom er wel weer op, maar in ieder geval komt 2 juli naar Spijkerrock. Ik had een idee, een lumineus moment dat ik dacht aan, ik zag de hypercube, ik zag de embedded in de tetrahedron, maar in ieder geval ik kom er wel weer op, maar in ieder geval komt 2 juli naar Spijkerrock. Ik had een idee, een lumineus moment dat ik dacht aan, ik zag de hypercube, ik zag de embedded in de tetrahedron, maar in ieder geval ik kom er wel weer op, maar in ieder geval komt 2 juli naar Spijkerrock. te dromen. Vloog een tijd en eeuwigheid weer om. Dan geniet, keer terug, wederom. Diep in deze stad, waarin menigeen dacht dat hij het vergat of vergeten kon. Daar lag zij in het groen, stralend licht door de bomen. Lagen wij een vluchtige zoen, een verig gezicht om van te dromen. Vloog een tijd en eeuwigheid weer om. Dan geniet, keer terug, wederom. Diep, diep in deze stad, waarin menigeen
Ja, welkom Ben bij de ultra-amateurristische omroep. Het is fijn dat je hier bent. We zitten midden in een uitzending, een livestream van de ultra-amateurristische omroep. Ja, we zitten al 50 minuten in de uitzending. Ja, het is leuk om je te gast te hebben ook, omdat dat maakt het ook een beetje speciaal voor de kijkers thuis.
Wat is het doel van de omroep?
Ja, het gaat om een soort van toegankelijkheid. Door eigenlijk de format van het hele idee is eigenlijk, ja, in principe zou iedereen hier bij ons in de huiskamer hier kunnen komen en ook meedoen. Omdat het is iets, ja, als je vaak naar een programma op televisie kijkt, is het vaak het gevoel van, er zijn professionals aan het woord.
En dat natuurlijk ook een beetje vreemd is om te stellen dat als alle dingen doorgewerkt zijn, dat het dan waardevol is.
En dat creëert ook een soort afstand tussen het publiek en de programmamakers. Maar eigenlijk in principe, ja, hier zou iedereen bij kunnen zijn. En zich op zijn gemak voelen op zich, denk ik.
Wat voor rol heeft Roel in de organisatie?
Ja, we hebben samen bedacht het idee van de ultra-amateurristische omroep. Ja, van hieruit bestuur ik het. Nou, we hebben 3 kijkers. Als je de ultra-amateurristische omroep googelt, dan kom je ook bij de Ustream terecht.
Als ik het goed heb, is het een soort handmade TV.
Ja, precies.
Station.
Ja.
Hier in jouw appartement.
Ja, dus het is niet alleen de Ustream uitzending, de livestream, maar het is ook op YouTube filmpjes die misschien wat minder diffuus zijn, maar ook leuk om naar te kijken. Ja, misschien kunnen we nog een fotobespreking doen of zo.
Welke foto is dit?
Dit is een foto die we hebben gevonden voor de uitzending. Ja, het is wel apart dat deze vlieg, hij haalt sap naar binnen, maar hij doet dat via zijn achtereinde. Dus er zou ook sprake kunnen zijn ervan dat deze vlieg niet iets opzuigt, maar eerder iets inbrengt. Dus dan kun je de eindtune instarten. Klinkt goed?
Hallo Dieter.
Hallo John.
Ja, vandaag...
And dreams become blurbs and factoids on the message boards and communication news streams of well-populated social media.
Indigestion formation. There's no peace, cyber highway celebration. Interwebbing, learn the teachings, connect to people. Over oceans, heed the message, all the people. Reading, writing, in the digits. Hey. Indigestion, diarrhea, upset stomach.
talking about some shit on that one. Like I liked your, and like it brought a thought to my mind while listening to that. I thought it was actually like pretty darn interesting. So we have all these devices to better communicate with one another and better to reach. And I mean, to be honest, if it wasn't for this technology, me and you obviously would have met and communicated. But however, what is stopping us from just, if we really want to communicate with each other that bad, what's stopping us from reaching out and going to said person's area or them going to our area and actually communicating?
Yeah, I think the new technology is so it's very good to connect to people over oceans or connect to you guys or like to people that you never would have met in any other way. It's a good part of the technology, but it's also the part of the technology which makes us also kind of disconnected to each other. That we are checking our social media all the time and yeah, we're interacting with profiles more sometimes than we interact with real people.
I mean, and like say you're in a public place and you're uncomfortable. What's the first thing you do?
Maybe sit down or sit down and calm down.
And,
Like,
and pick up your
yeah,
phone.
pick up the phone, indeed.
Indeed. And
Try
then
to
and yeah, like that was that was a pretty good one. I like that one a lot.
I lost my phone the last few days, and I haven't been with a phone for a while.
And how does that just off the wall question? How does that like, do you? I'm sure you need it to like actually communicate with real people, but like, are you doing other things instead of like spending time on it, or is like what do you think? What's your thoughts on that? Since we're on the topic.
Well, now that I lost it, I kind of feel suddenly there's like this. I'm not checking it all the time, and yeah, how to connect with people. Then I just have my messenger on my computer and my Skype and all these things, and I try to connect with people through that. Make appointments with friends and all these things, but through the computer. So the song is actually it's kind of it's a celebration of the technology and also a questioning of the technology.
Right. Because I like this. I like the tech that I got. I got the VR and all that shit. I like it a lot, but I do wonder if I'm on it too much. And I really haven't been able to be on it. I don't know if you heard, John. I had a bouncing baby boy on April 5th. I had a new son, and I haven't been able to do much of anything for the past week. The wife was kind enough to allow me to do this interview, and allow me. She goes, "Yeah, I got it. You go do the interview." And I'm like, "Okay, well, thank you." But on times where, I mean, honestly, it's my form of entertainment, like YouTube and Netflix and the phone and this computer that I've built, and games. That's my form of entertainment. I don't go out and do things really, and that's it kind of got some questions stirring in my mind. That song did so. But anyway, Substitute the Message is the next song on the list. What should I be expecting going this one?
So this one is like another slow jam. It's kind of about kind of political, kind of a message of of heatfulness, with all the developments going on, political developments of things going kind of into a direction of. Well, it's a warning about fascism, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, and I know I've asked you this before, but I didn't ask you this on the interview. So your main language, what? Just so everybody knows, what is your main home language?
The language is Dutch. That's the language of the Netherlands, Holland.
Oh yeah. And why did you choose? Once again, I know I asked you this before, but I just want to get it on record. Why did you choose English to? Why didn't you sing in Dutch?
I have also sung in Dutch, but English is more international, and also, yeah, when I grew up,
we all listen to music in English. We listen to Stevie Wonder, or we listen to the Earth, Wind and Fire, and yeah, these guys sang in English, and that kind of has a ring to it, which Dutch does not have. It sounds different. Different. It feels more. It feels like, because a lot of music is in English, it feels more to sing in English makes it feel um, more accessible for the rest of the world.
You're going to have to definitely send me a song where you sing in Dutch. I'll definitely have to check that out. Just not a pure genuine interest. But yeah, if you're ready, I'll click play.
All right, this one is a serious one.
All right, let's get it. Did you say a hateful message? Were you upset over the political agenda at the time?
Not hateful. It was more a heat.
Heat. Ah.
Heat. Like, we have to be heatful for the dangers that might be coming, kind of like that.
Okay. All right. Let's get it.
Hey man, let me tell you about what is inspiring these days in the world of modern day times. Where the people are herded like the sheep and goats which they eat. Well, in living room apartment boxes, living quarters, units where the water is expensive. Now they speak about a war against an enemy ever growing through the bombing of innocent children in villages and cities of not so distant lands, not so distant anymore. We are held by fear of a nameless enemy presented to us on media outlets. It's the hate of a fellow man, so ever growing, that we don't see the humanity in a child. A child with dark brown eyes, crossing the sea in a boat. Now held in detention centers, they are closing the borders. Although on travel, when a passport is a key in our freedoms to repression, all the people are in danger, not only those of sin, color, race, or religion. See your fellow man, woman, and child. We are a family on the siege. Hey man, let me tell you about what is transpiring these days in the world of modern day times. Where the people are herded like the sheep and goats which they eat. All in living room apartment boxes, living quarters, units with water dispensers. Now they speak about a war against an enemy ever growing through the bombing of innocent children in villages and cities of not so distant lands, not so distant anymore. We are held by fear of a nameless enemy presented to us on media outlets. It's the hate of a
know that probably wasn't the right song to do it, but I gotta say your songs in general are like making me catch vibes, and they're not necessarily bad ones. You know what I mean? They're making me think, and I'm enjoying myself.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. It's nice to vibe out to the music with you.
It is indeed nice. I don't know where Diz went, so I went ahead and just swapped it to Pi. Chill time with Pi. And welcome to Smooth Tunes with Pyrotechnic and John Weilacher. The next song that we have is Mr. J.FJERTU and the Substitute Messengers with the title called Innocent. John, do you have anything to tell us about this next song?
Well, this one's just kind of also a serious song. It was around the time. Well, I saw some images. Well, there's people sometimes being mistreated. Yeah, it's actually about police brutality.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, shall we?
We can.
Let's get it. All right. This is Innocent. I gotta say, a lot of your songs, they get to the point. Like, you get it out. And I do like that about you a lot.
Well, it's like there's like as artists, we have kind of a responsibility to get out the message. Yeah, that's kind of what it is. There's a calling to it as well.
Sorry, the music completely overwhelmed you. I heard there's a calling to it.
What did I say? There's a calling to being an artist. To get out messages.
Well, see, that's actually a lot of the problem that I have with music. It's hard to put what I'm feeling into words. But yeah, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
He was just a boy, and they beat him to the ground. Not even 16 years old, and they kicked him while he
This was a serious song. Hey, you're back. Cool, I'll change it back to the 5, this 5. Missed some good ones. I know the wine goes really quick. Before you know it, you're all fuzzy. Your music composition on that one was very on point. That one was about like police brutality and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, the instruments on that one was very well composed. I don't know if it's the wine or just the vibes, but I like that one. Just the way it sounded, you know what I mean? Like it was very well put together. That was, but yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool to hear that. Yeah, it was really from the heart. When I made this song, yeah, there was I saw a lot. There was some things going on in the Netherlands, also with police brutality, and it was really, I really got riled up over it, and then I made a song. Song.
Right, and a lot of it. I personally have not been involved in police brutality. Wait. No, I guess it was just Tammy got hit with a bop. She says, but yeah, I haven't personally been involved in police brutality, but I heard it's pretty big over here, and you know, it's just, I guess some things just go to people's heads, some power. You know, I can whoop this person.
in. Jizu Radio, we had to restart the live because we were having technical difficulties. Well, actually, no, Facebook cut us off is what happened. Because, you know, it's just what they do. So make sure you subscribe to youtube.com/Eddie Cuts. So that way, you know, you can buy with us over there. We do get cut off. But we started over on the Facebook side. We had like 40, 50 people there waiting to get their music played. So we had to restart. Tristan was good. Chris was good. I see you. Thank you for sliding through. I'm going to play one quick track. Because I want to share the live out and get everybody back in here that was riding with us. Shout out to Buddy. It was good, Buddy. Salute. I'm just going to play one quick track. This is the Track Battle Champion. Look like a book. Alright.
Hello, hello, this
Hey,
is
John.
John. Can you hear me? Eddie
Yes,
Cuts.
sir. Yes, sir. How are you?
How are you? I'm doing very well. Fine, thank you. Thank you.
I'm well. I'm well also.
That's nice. That's nice. So
Okay.
we have today here live on the show, or not live on the show, but on a pre-recorded. We're going to talk to Eddie Cuts of Green Game Entertainment, a internet-based radio show that we found on Facebook um, while browsing through groups, SoundCloud groups, and music groups. So, Eddie Cuts, how
Yes.
are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Good to hear from you. One second. Let me just plug in my headphones and turn off my monitors so that you don't hear my feedback.
Okay.
How's that? Does that sound okay now?
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good.
Okay. There you go.
Maybe a little bit more volume. Can you?
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. How about now?
Perfect. Perfect. Yes.
Okay.
So, the first time we saw you was on a live streaming show. You are the host of a streaming show called Green Game Entertainment.
Yes. Yes. Well, Green Game Entertainment is the label. The show is actually Jizu Radio. Jizu Radio is the name
Jizu
of it.
Radio.
Yes, we're a radio station. So we do the show, we do the lives. Green Game is the company that owns it. That's our label.
So, where are you based?
Tampa, Florida.
Tampa, Florida.
Yeah, in the States.
Yes. So I was thinking, I just call you and invite you to the show, or to get a conversation going about what are these review shows, what is happening on the Facebook with all these people streaming their music and inviting others to send in their music.
Right,
Well,
right,
what
right.
is it exactly? This.
Well, this is what it is. Here in the States, I'm not sure how radio works over there, but here in the States, there's a lot of what's the word? There are a lot of gatekeepers, if you know what I mean by that. Meaning, the radio is very controlled here, the FM radio, and most of the music that you hear is syndicated from one central location. Maybe five different large corporations that syndicate all the music and everything that we hear, both on the radio and on television. So now, what's happening is a lot of the music you hear on the radio, it's pretty much garbage. It's all the same music. It all sounds the same. It's gotten to the point where you hear the same, no matter what state here you go to, it's the same music playing in almost every state, the same lineup, and there's no diversity. Almost every state plays based on music that's syndicated from a central computer, basically, and a lot of this music is syndicated based on YouTube likes, based on someone going viral, and that doesn't make for good music. You don't get to hear a lot of the good music that's out there being made by these independent artists who aren't signed to a big label. They're not signed to a big corporation that has the big money to get them into the radio. So what's happening is a lot of these artists are turning to the World Wide Web, to the social media platforms, and they're starting to become famous through those avenues. Instead of having to go through the normal old technology of radio, now people are starting to come to Facebook, to YouTube, to Twitch, Periscope, Mixer. I mean, there's a bunch of video platforms now where these artists they can get their music heard on a much wider platform, have a much wider audience, I should say, and they don't have to go through the gatekeepers. They don't have to pay extraordinary amounts of money to have their music heard, and they're all turning to us to get their music out there. and we're building like a grassroots movement in a sense, and we've united, and we're all teaming together. A lot of these review shows, and we're getting these independent artists heard.
That sounds like a very good intention, a very good cause, so to say.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So it's about kind of resisting the industry.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. The industry, they only play whoever their rich donors, allow them to play. Whoever owns the big corporations, the big late record labels, they have the money to get their artists heard on the radio, to get them in front of a large audience. But the majority of good music that's out there, they're from smaller independent artists. Beautiful music. I mean, some of the submissions that come through here, it's like I'm in shock that they're not on the radio. I'm like, how are they not being promoted on the radio, on television, in any major platform, because they don't have the machine behind them to push them. So we're building our own machine, basically. We're putting the artists out in front of the public. And between all of us, we have a very large reach.
So yeah, so this is a type of resistance against great this big machinery.
Mm-hmm.
What you often say in your show is that content matters. I hear you say often.
Yes, yes, that's another reason. A lot of people, and now from that what I just said is from the artist's perspective. Now, from the audience perspective, they're tired of hearing this garbage that's being played on the radio. Most of the music out now, because it almost feels like the powers that be want us to be dumb. They want to dumb us down. They don't want the public thinking too much, if you know what I mean. They don't want us. They don't want us listening to conscious music or music where someone's actually saying something. It doesn't matter what you're saying, but what matters is that you're not just repeating the same lines that 36 other artists that were just played before you said. Most of these artists today that you hear on the radio, they're saying the same thing. They're talking about drugs. They're talking about gang life. About bitches. I don't know if I can say bitches, but they they're not really saying anything clever. They're not saying anything political or powerful or loving or anything. They're not saying anything. They're just reciting the same corny rhymes that 1,000 other artists are saying because that's what's popular. Because they're dumbing us down. They're dumbing our population down to where the kids, they're okay now with listening to stupid music that really doesn't make any sense. That everyone does. You know what I mean? Everything sounds the same. So here at Green Game, our entire focus is to to wake people up to the fact that you can have content in your music. You can actually be saying something. It doesn't matter if your song is to a woman and you're singing a beautiful song to her. It doesn't matter if your song is about politics and you're reaching out to the people in that way. It doesn't matter if it's comedic. It can be funny. You can be singing funny stuff. You know what I mean? Sad songs. It doesn't matter. But as long as you're actually saying something, not just repeating the same regurgitated lines that everyone else is doing. And that seems to be what's popular here. They just repeat the same line, the same styles. They all sound the same type of beats. And people are tired of that. So now they're turning to these live review shows because that's where you find real talent. Back in the days, the DJs in the streets, they were the ones that determined what was hot and what was not. The DJs, they got a feel from the people in the streets themselves. That's why every city had a different sound. Every city had its unique style that they brought to the game, especially here in hip hop, where we kind of specialize in. That's kind of our main genre. So before each state, each city had a unique sound because the streets dictated what the music was, not some big corporation. So you heard all different types of styles, people talking about different things that happen in their part of the country. Now it's all the same. It's all the same now.
So when we look at the music, the cultural perspective from where the music is from, and like there's teachings should be in music. There's like the DJ could be a teacher.
Right, right. And the DJ used to be the one that pushed the music to the radio. They're the ones that made the artist hot. Now the DJs are dying down and everything is computerized and there's no quality in the music because the computer is going to uh, the song on whether it's going viral. How many clicks did it get? How many likes did it get? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Which changes the game because, as you know, a lot of that is manufactured. A lot of that is manufactured. You can go to Spotify, and a lot of those plays are fake plays. It's people in China, with thousands of phones that they hire to make them look like they're popular, and because of that, they start getting played more. It's all algorithms. It's all syndicated nonsense.
So, when did you start with the beginning of the radio show that you do?
Well, I've been watching these review shows for about 2 to 3 years now on other, and I'm not one of the first. I'm one of the, I started maybe 3 years ago. They really started popping up here and there, little ones here and there. But I started about a little over a year ago. I started my own. I decided to start my own. Started off small with a little webcam. And little by little, I started building up my equipment, my knowledge of video editing and streaming and all of that. And now we're to the point where our streams are really received well, and we're streaming to YouTube, to Facebook, to Twitch, to Periscope, Mixer.com, and a couple of other places. And pretty soon we're going to be broadcasting through well, we're broadcasting now through radio, our own radio station, but we're waiting for the licensing to come through. And we're going to be broadcasting on Roku. You know Roku? Are you familiar with this? Roku?
Is that like a streaming platform like YouTube?
Yeah, well, no, it's like a piece of hardware that you buy for your television.
Oh, I have no
And,
idea
and
what it is.
you know what a Fire Stick is? From,
Uh,
Amazon Prime? You ever seen Amazon Prime?
no, I haven't really seen that. But let's.
Yeah,
I understand it's kind of machine that you can put into your television and you can receive internet
right.
television also, something like
Right,
that.
exactly. It's basically internet television. And that's what Amazon Prime is. Netflix does it. That's what Netflix, you're familiar with Netflix, right?
Okay.
Yeah, right. So
Yes.
that's basically what they are. They're an internet television. It's not broadcast through the normal means like through standard cable or television antennas like back in the days. Now I can see the evolution of media, and it's all transforming to an internet based media. So we're going to be broadcasting to Roku, to Fire Stick, which we're talking about maybe 200 million people that watch their television on these devices. And now the new smart TVs have these devices built in. So you can see the evolution. Eventually, everything's going to be internet based. So that we're taking out the old conglomerates, the old systems, if you will. We're taking them out. We're doing away. We're evolving. We're getting away from that centralized system where only the very few rich elite can afford to broadcast to the public.
Awesome. Awesome. Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's a different world.
It is
It's a
a
different
different world.
world.
Are you from the 80s as well?
Yeah, yeah.
Me as well.
Yeah, I'm from the '80s. Yes, sir. I was there when hip hop started. I lived in the Bronx, where it started. So I was there when all of that happened.
That's what we learn in the history books. That
Hmm.
when they talk about where does hip hop come from, they say yeah, where it started. Yeah, that's you're
Yeah.
from there.
Yeah, I'm from New York. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. From Brooklyn and the Bronx, New York. So I was there when it started. I was a young kid, but I remember the block parties when the DJs would come up. They would you know what they would do? They would and it was illegal. They couldn't, but back then the police weren't as militarized as they are now. Back then the police were more sensible. So they let us get away with a lot of things that now you would be arrested for a long time for doing. But back then, what the DJs would do is they would set up their DJ equipment, and this is outside on the block. You know what I mean? They're not indoors, outside in the streets. So they would set up their DJ equipment. They would take the light poles in the streets, the street lights. You know what? Yeah, street lights. And they would open up the panel and they would hook up the electric to the street lights from the city. So they would turn on the DJ equipment through there, and there would be like 1 or 200 people at this giant block party, and we would all listen to while the DJs, they did their cutting and scratching and all of that.
Which artist did you see there?
Well, back then there wasn't really a lot of artists in hip hop. Remember, this is when hip hop first started. So Cool Herc was one of the he's one of the founders. Everyone gives him the credit for being one of the founders of hip hop, and he was a famous DJ out there. And he would just play different artists, disco, Motown things, whatever it is. But then he started developing his own sound by taking these records and mixing them up and creating new music from it. So then came the MC, the guy that grabbed the microphone and started rapping over these beats that this guy was making. And that's how it started. We would all be there in the streets cheering them on. It was a fun time. Let's just say that. Can't do things like that anymore, but it was a good time.
That's amazing to hear this story from somebody who was really there.
Yeah, yeah. I feel blessed to have been part of that.
Yeah, and so they came the DJs, and then suddenly somebody took a microphone,
Right.
started to say rhymes and stories and spoken
Yes.
word and rhythms, raps and all these things.
Right. Right. They were poets.
They were poets.
Right. Street poets, but they spoke about things that they saw in the streets. They spoke about the problems that we had with society, and predominantly I'm Puerto Rican, so Puerto Ricans and African Americans, they're very close up in New York, and we suffered a lot, because of society. We were always the poorest, so we didn't have a lot growing up. We had bad circumstances. The police they were much tougher on us than the rest of the country. So we would talk about it. We would discuss political matters. We would discuss things like poverty, things like that. And it started like that. And then and we also had fun. We would discuss funny things, make fun of each other on the mic.
Okay, okay. So this is very interesting. What I always see is like the tradition of storytelling and word. How you say? Words being said, also
Right.
from generation on generation through generation, the next generation talking to the next generation,
Right.
passing on the
Right.
knowledge or the things that are happening in the times.
Right. Right. You remember Public Enemy?
Yes.
You know who they are. They were very political. They were very political. But here's what happens though. So what happened is Public Enemy. They started to get the attention of the black folk, black people. They started to get the attention and tell them, listen, this is what the government's doing to us. This is what's going on in society. What society's doing to us. And they became very famous doing that. And next thing you know, the lead of Public Enemy, they were getting visited by the FBI. They started to try to shut them down. And then came NWA. You know who NWA is, right?
Hmm.
Well, then the gang rap came out, gangster rap, and they started promoting that more. And all of a sudden, Public Enemy became a thing of the past. No one talked about Public Enemy anymore. All they talked about was these gangs. Oh, this is cool, and they made it cool to be, to do gangster rap, and they promoted that more, and it just kept going like that. So now hip hop is diluted. Hip hop is gotten to a point where now every kid that comes out, every new rapper, not all of them, because I am seeing a transformation, and we're returning back to our roots. But every rapper that comes out now is like you know who Lil Pump is?
I
Lil
heard
Pump.
of him. Yes, yes.
He sings stupid songs. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci. He just repeats the same word over and over again through the whole hook, through the whole chorus. He just says the same word, and it's like stupid. It's they're making all the rap that comes out now is basically you have to have an IQ of maybe 30 to to it doesn't take it doesn't make you think. You know, it's just stupid. It's like Sesame Street rhymes, like Dr. Seuss books. They're not saying anything. They're not saying anything clever, and that's why now the live reviews are starting to take over because a lot of people are submitting music, the kind of music that they used to like, that was really good, that we used to love, and a lot of the young kids are starting to realize, wow, this is stupid. I miss what my dad used to listen to. He used to listen to some good music. Now today the music is diluted. It's become very dumbed down so that we can act like fools.
So maybe we could say that now on this internet, let's say the internet are the blogs, the internet blogs.
Mm-hmm.
Then there come up the new DJs and the virtual streets.
Right. Right, exactly. That's pretty much what's happening. It's a movement. It's a movement. We're still in the baby stages. So now is the time to get in. Whoever gets in now, they're the ones that'll grow with this movement.
Hmm. This is amazing because the first time I saw some of these review shows was like 1 year ago, or 1.5
Right.
year ago. Somebody invited me to a Facebook group, a SoundCloud Facebook group, and I saw all these people reviewing music, or a few, maybe 4 or 5 every day,
Right. Right.
and I was
Yeah.
amazed. Then I started sending in music, and trying to connect to people, and now I'm speaking to you. This nice conversation.
Yeah,
And I
I've
learned
played
something.
I played some of your music. I remember that,
Yes,
and I welcome it because it's beautiful that we can do this internationally.
it is true. It is international. This thing happening. I'm in the Netherlands.
Right. Yeah, I remember. I remember. And we let people get an idea of music in the Netherlands, and you guys get an idea of music here, and we have people from Germany, from New Zealand, from the UK. It doesn't matter. From Africa, like we have music from all over the world being submitted to our show. It gives us a much broader audience, a much more diverse set of music tracks that you can listen to.
You could say it's like a. I would say it comes to mind like a spirit exchange.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I agree with that.
I always felt that by listening to the hip hop and the raps and all kinds of also different kinds of music, but yeah, we got our the music. Maybe we had tapes or we had CDs or from like for instance maybe Tribe Called Quest or so or
Oh, that's one of my favorites. Yeah, yeah.
and I always felt that even though we are here in the Netherlands, we still get it's like a transmission of knowledge and of spirit, like through the language, the
Mm,
the knowledge of ancestors and peoples are transmitted to other peoples.
yes.
It's kind of also reawakened, kind of like a DNA reawakening of ancient something ancient. That's what I always felt.
I agree. I agree. But I mean, throughout history, people have communicated through music. It's been a common bond between man. Music is universal. You know, that's the one thing that we can all agree on. You know, we can all listen to good music together. It doesn't matter if we speak the same language. Doesn't matter, you know, where you're from. Good music is good music. Period.
Good music is good music.
That's it.
Would you say that there are maybe a set of like are there rules to music? Like to differentiate between what is good music and what is would be bad music? What would be the
For me, the main there aren't any rules. It's art, so of course there's no rules. There aren't any rules. But for me, content matters. That's why we're always saying content matters. What you're saying in your music, I mean, if you're just playing an instrumental, that's different. Then you know, you can listen to all types of instrumentals and when there's no, but when there's spoken word in it, what you're saying can change the entire mood of the song. If you're saying something clever in it, if you're saying something deep and emotional, or if you're saying something political that makes you think, you know, it doesn't matter what you're saying, but as long as you're saying something, if you're making jokes in a song, that's funny. I like songs like that. But just say something. Don't just repeat the same thing over and over. Like I told you, like that Gucci Gang. He literally the entire chorus. He just says Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci. And it's like, wow, this song went platinum.
platinum?
Yeah, it went platinum.
It's crazy. And it's only in your part of the world where it's all the same, the music, but it also get exported over here, and here it's also emulating. It's being emulated, and then
Yes,
it's
yes, I'm seeing that. But that's because it's a system. There's a system in place, and it doesn't matter what country you're from. The elite, rich elite, you know, the 1%, they control all of that, and they want everyone to listen to the same dumb, stupid music. They, they don't want you listening to music that's intelligent. They don't want you to listen to music that might teach you something.
uh, this we are diving deep tonight here. I've got a feeling
Yes.
some deep dives here. Hmm. Yeah. Let me think. So
What's the most popular genre over there in the Netherlands?
it would be as well kind of R&B, hip hop kind of things, but it kind of also turned to and also EDM,
EDM, yeah,
the house music.
yeah, yeah. We have a lot of EDM here too. I like EDM. EDM is good, but EDM's more to me about the energy. It's more about a feel. So it's mostly instrumentals, right?
Hmm.
So that's different. That's okay to me. Like it's not. You don't have to be deep or anything. That's really about the instrumentals and how well you can blend tones together and different sounds and make it sound unique and cool and give you a bounce, make you bounce in the clubs. You know.
True, true. Um, the yeah, so yeah, the hip hop came here. I remember when there used to be like only house music a lot on the television, like hardcore music and not so much hip hop.
Right.
I think it really started for me. It started really in the 90s to emerge, and then people started also emulating it, and also starting to do raps here in the Netherlands. End
Okay.
80s, begin 90s,
Okay.
and then the wave from the United States came, the bounce came over here,
Right.
and then now I see in Europe people are also doing the hip hop and the raps from all kinds of people,
Yeah.
and it's a wave returning to the United States as well.
Right.
I think
There is.
there's also something about that. What do you think of that?
Yeah, there is. There's a lot of. I love it. I love it because first of all, it kind of unites our countries. It allows the youth from United States and from your country and from Japan or from Korea, wherever. It allows them to communicate with each other thankfully the internet now is changing things. Before, we here in the United States, we had no idea what your music was. We didn't know what how you as a people thought or behaved or what kind of homes you lived in, what kind of food you ate. Now the internet allows us all to communicate with each other. So we don't have to listen to just whatever the government or our parents tell us anymore. Now we can ask. I can ask you, hey, what do you think of this that my government is doing? Or what do you think? What do you think? Why is your government doing this? Or why is your culture doing this? And why? Or you might ask me, what? Why do you guys do this? Like we can talk to each other directly now. Before we had to just listen. We had to read it in the books, whatever the establishment tells us. That's all we had to go by. That's the only thing we knew. We didn't know. We didn't understand how the rest of the world works. Especially here in the United States, we don't travel a lot. Or every other country travels to other countries. We don't. The United States is probably the one country that travels the least.
Well, also to say like the United States is almost as big as the whole of Europe. So
Right.
if I travel for 5 kilometers, in a circle of 10 kilometers in my area, there's three countries,
Wow.
three
See
borders.
what I mean? See what I mean? That's to me that's it's amazing. You can get different. You can go to another country very in a very short amount of time and experience an entirely different culture.
It's true that like in the east from here they speak German. In the west they speak Dutch and French,
Mm.
and in the south there's also French and
Yeah.
different languages.
The mother of my two sons. She's on the show sometimes. You might see her. We call her baby mama,
Hmm.
but she's Belgian. She's from Belgium.
Okay. I heard that Antwerps.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. She speaks Flemish. Is it called Flemish?
Flemish. True.
Yeah,
True.
yeah. She speaks that. She knows how to. And it's so funny to watch her speak it because she's you don't hear her saying it too often. She came here when she was like 7,
Hmm.
so she's been here most of her life. She's not a citizen yet, but she's been here most of her life. So I've only heard her speaking Flemish once or twice to when her grandmother comes from over there from Belgium.
Okay. It's like Flemish is just like it's kind of like the Dutch language. It's only
Yeah,
sounds a little bit different, few different words. In Dutch, there's a few different words, but it's very similar. The used to be the Netherlands used to be Belgium, and Belgium used to be the Netherlands. It used to be one
right,
country.
right. I remember reading about that in our history. I research a lot of that stuff, but most people don't.
Yeah. Of course, yeah. People are busy with the Gucci Gang, of course.
Right, exactly. They're busy jumping up, doing whatever drugs these kids are telling them to do. They're busy behaving the way these kids are telling them to buy. Over here, it's cool to buy yourself a $300 belt, a belt that all it does is hold your pants up, and they'll pay $300 for that, but they won't have food to feed their kids. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. It's a what's the word I'm looking for? It's a status thing. So
Status.
yeah, so they feel like they have a higher status if they're wearing the new Air Jordans that cost $300-400. Some Air Jordans like they resell them, and I've seen Air Jordans go up to $10,000, like the classics. Isn't that crazy?
$10,000.
Yeah, isn't that
Sneakers.
crazy for a pair of sneakers?
That is crazy. That's crazy
That's
indeed.
nuts. But
That's
that's what the new music that's out now. It's all commercial. It's all commercialized. It's all meant to drive more business. So that's why there's an underground following of people that are sick of it. They don't want this anymore. They want true good music, music that they can feel, that they can think about, that makes them think, not just the same regurgitated garbage that everyone else is doing. But I believe it's changing. I believe it's changing. Like I said, these music reviews, the online space, that's changing everything.
Let's not lose hope.
Yeah, no, I can see it. I've seen it. I'm old enough to have seen the evolution of music and how it went downward, but now I'm seeing it come back upward. I'm seeing it with my own eyes.
There's also something I want to ask. So it's green, game,
Yeah,
entertainment. So
right.
I'm wondering about the green, and I'm wondering about the game. What is the game?
Well, green game is basically it just means how do I say it? It's the game that we play to get green, to get money. It's the game that we're playing a game, basically. So some people, how do I put it? It's hard to describe. It's really just a catchy phrase more than anything. When people say, you know, we're trying to advance, we're trying to make money. You know, it's popular here to become rich. That's what everyone aspires to. Not much else. You know what I mean? But we started off as Green Game. You know, we want to get. We've always been poor. Most of us at Green Game, we still are poor. We're not rich at all, and everyone wants to get to that point where we can live comfortably and survive. So you know, we're trying to. It's all a big game where the elite they're the only ones with any money, with any power, with any stability. So we became Green Game because we're entering the game too now.
So it's kind of like sports, like running.
Right, right,
Okay, okay. Because also they did. I always heard people say about the rap game,
right,
music game,
right.
and also
That's what they mean. Like when you say the game here, it means the 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 event, the sporting event, in a sense. It's metaphorical.
uh-huh.
Yeah,
There, there you taught me something, what I did not know.
right. That's basically what it means. Like if you're watching a football game, it's an event where you're competing. You're becoming part of the game. You're competing. That's basically what it is. It means that we're competing. We're in that game. If you're in the music game, then that means you're competing in the music industry.
Okay, okay. Yes, this is very special that we speak here tonight, here through the internet and exchanging information.
I agree. Like I said, the internet has changed everything. Now we can do things like this. Before you and I would not be talking. Before the internet, we would never know anything about each other.
That is
Now we can do this.
we can we can. Um, 1 second, I
Sure.
take some rolling papers.
Nice, nice. Yeah, you guys were a lot more lenient with all of that before we were. Now it's becoming legal here everywhere.
It's even becoming a kind of reversed now.
Yeah, I'm noticing that. Yeah, I'm noticing that. It used to be like everyone went to Amsterdam. Now here we're legalizing it. I think in like 5 states now it's legal, completely legal. You can go to the store and buy it. And then a lot of the other states they made it non-criminal, which it's still illegal to like buy and sell it, but you don't they don't really prosecute you like they used to. You know, there's people that go to jail for like life for marijuana.
That is how you say that? Abhorrent. Sick,
Sickening.
sickening, sickening. Yes.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, but things are changing. Like I said, through the music and through this movement, we're making differences. Little by little, yeah, it does take a long time, but we are changing things. It's the evolution. You can't stop the young kids these days. They're learning at a faster pace than ever before. So you can't lie to them like you used to. You know, the kids don't have to have their parents' same frame of mind. They don't have to think like their parents did because their parents, all they had to go by was whatever the government and the media tells them. That's the only thing that they have to go by.
Yeah. So it's a time of change. 40th minute of this like conversation.
Went by fast, right?
Quite fast.
I'd like to do. I'd like to do other ones with you. I'd like to get to know more and vice versa.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I think for the show recording, we can now end the recording, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate the interview, and it was good talking to you. I hope to see you back in the show again.
So Green Game Entertainment,
Yes. Green
gazoo.net.
gzoo.net is the website.
That's a
And it's the radio station.
yes, radio station and
Mhm.
the shows. Yes, it's great. I will turn the recording off now, and we can talk a little bit
Okay.
off air.
Sure.
so that's 3 days into 3 days into 3 days like the babushka timeline. It's crazy. I feel like something switched as well, and I just ranted a lot, and I was saying some Arabic things through it and trying to explain how we have been resurrected again and again. Just suddenly it is here 5 p.m. 5 p.m. So we can call actually. We might actually still have this conversation. And we have a conversation. Oh man, it's so awesome. Man, may the Lord be pleased with our endeavors. May the Lord be pleased with our endeavors, man. Man, my head is exploding. I'm just talking and singing that. But man, this is exciting. This is interesting because it seems to be there's a discrepancy in the moments that we wake up, and it's like the earth is wobbling a little bit. The earth's surface is wobbling. The earth's surface is wobbly, and sometimes it moves elastically. It's my analytics situation. That I think sometimes over there in America, just the whole thing goes 2 centimeters lower or higher, and then the time changes, and you have 3 days within 3 days as a babushka effect, or three babushka layers. Perhaps this is the case. Okay. I was thinking the following. Yeah. I was just thinking of the following. So, in my earlier, so DVDs. I was thinking of sending you a letter. First, a letter to test out. Hey yo, I just woke up. It's like a 3 day within 3 days babushka effect of time. When one sleeps, like during the weekend, there's 3 days of party, of goodness, like a joyous occasion. The joyous occasion of the Friday, the Saturday, and the Sunday. And I've been sleeping 3 times a day on Sunday, so that's 3 days into 3 days into 3 days like the babushka timeline. It's crazy. I feel like something switched as well, and I just ranted a lot, and I was saying some Arabic things through it and trying to explain how we have been resurrected again and again. Just suddenly it is here 5 p.m. and 5 p.m. So we can call actually. We might actually still have this conversation. And we have a conversation. Oh man, it's so awesome. Man, may the Lord be pleased with our endeavors. May the Lord be pleased with our endeavors, man. Man, my head is exploding. I'm just talking and singing that. But man, this is exciting. This is interesting because it seems to be there's a discrepancy in the moments that we wake up, and it's like the earth is wobbling a little bit. The earth's surface is wobbling. The earth's surface is wobbly, and sometimes it moves elastically. It's my analytics situation. That I think sometimes over there in America, just the whole thing goes 2 centimeters lower or higher, and then the time changes, and you have 3 days within 3 days as a babushka effect, or three babushka layers. Perhaps this is the case.
beat. Listen. Alright. There's your beat, right? That's splendid. That beat is splendid. I like it so low five. I have to express myself in head bobbing as well. I'll express myself now. So I found this frequency, but I'm as well lost my glasses and I can't see the mouse cursor and no mouse cursor anymore. So I'm going to try to convey this vibe. So I'm trying this out. Just a few seconds ago, I was very. It sounded very good. I didn't record it, but basically, I'm trying out different sounds to mix it with the Beatbox album, and then if somehow it works. It works. It just works. It just works. Check this out. Hey, this is it. This is frequency. This is basically the frequency. You hear it? This is the frequency. I discovered this. If you mix this in, people will get happy by itself. So that frequency. Now it's very like. This part of the beat is like your beat is like really in the airplane, right? Like or in a jet plane or something. With like the shoot 'em up shmups, like with these spaceships. You're going on a spaceship from the top down. Amiga computer controller. I've seen these spaceships flying, and there's like millions of drones going at it, and this kind of stuff. And then I mix in the psilocybin frequency. Check it out. Oh. And then there's no scary anymore. It's not scary anymore. It's like there comes a happiness into it. And but the happiness it was uplifting. This beat is uplifting. But the situation, you know, you have to be able to be right with this song. So I would write the song. So I listened to the beats apparently. I listened to the beats and it was splendid apparently. And then the hot box, yeah. So this came out. And I think the AI likes it. The AI is applauding. The people from there's applause. Apparently, this makes the entity happy. The AI, artificial intelligence, likes this, I think.
sure. I think I will go. Yes, yes. That's standard. That's standard. Make it so low, low five.
respect myself. I had problems as well. I respect myself now. I found the frequency. But I as well lost my glasses and I can't see. Long term. That's it. This frequency. That's basically the frequency. You hear it? This is the frequency. I discovered this. If you mix this in, people will get happy by itself.
Shout out to my brother Double R, one of my day ones. We've known each other for over 5 years now. We're going on 5 years. Double R.
This part of the beat is going to...
I don't know if you realize that loud,
Check it out. Oh. There's no scary anymore. It's not scary anymore. It's like a happy music. Situation. When I get able to write this song. So I write the song, so I listen to the beats apparently. I listen to beats, and it was planning apparently. And then the hot box, yeah. So this came out. I think the AI likes it. The AI is applauding. The people who there's applause.